My name is Stéphanie Bretonnière. I'm the founder and CEO of WeImpact.world. We are an advisory firm supporting companies, governments, investors to strive sustainability in this exponential, change and uncertainty. We leverage actually, AI, new technologies combined with sustainability and global ecosystem. In other words, we enable companies, investments, cities, and economies to become more agile and resilient. And resilience is tonight the theme of this talk. What is resilience, actually? Resilience is very close to my heart. I've personally overcome significant challenges, including brain stroke 10 years ago, bankruptcy, parental alienation. So, like the mythical phoenix, I've learned to rise from adversity. And today, I'm very excited to explore the journey of resilience with our distinguished speakers. But let's define resilience first. This is the ability to adapt and recover from adversity, trauma, tragedy, or significant sources of stress. It is a process that involves the development of coping skills, problem-solving abilities, and the capacity to bounce back from setbacks. It is time for us to start this heartfelt fireside chat with two remarkable women, Stephanie Rodriguez and Manizha, whose story of resilience and courage inspire countless others. Together, Manizha and Stephanie will share their real-life stories, offering insights into their inner strengths, the transformative power, and the self-confidence and resilience that propel them forward. Let me first invite on stage Stephanie. Stephanie is a successful entrepreneur, globally recognized TEDx speaker, humanitarian, and Paralympic hopeful representing Australia in Paris for the Olympic Games, in para-fencing, actually. And she is also an ambassador to the Global Fund. She overcame the traumatic challenges of cerebral malaria and the loss of her feet. Despite these obstacles, she continued to embrace life with determination, refusing to be defined by her circumstances. Her journey exemplify the power of resilience and the human spirit ability to preserve in the face of adversity. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage Stephanie Rodriguez.
Let me just say thank you all for still being here. And with such a great introduction, Stephanie, I can just stand up here and tell jokes for 7 minutes, because that's how long I have. No, but thank you all for hanging in there in such a great and tremendous day full of great and amazing speakers, and I'm honored to be part of the lucky last. I was really honored when We Convention and the We Council reached out to me and said, could you come? Because as Stephanie did mention, we are in the run-up to the Paralympics. I'm still in my qualifying mode, so I can't use the word Paralympian until my government formally makes an announcement that I've qualified, but we are doing all we can with a sense of optimism. Now, oh, thanks. Haven't done anything yet. Now, how many of you are mothers in the room? So we mothers are guilty of a couple of things. And one is that we lie. And we lie about a lot of stuff, like how long it's going to take to get somewhere, what's required to do in the morning. Like we're excellent liars. And one of the things that I learned in my journey most recently through cerebral malaria, amputations, and Steph gave you the cliff notes on my journey, but I actually spent 447 nights in the hospital. I had 47 operations on my body, and I continue to be a work in progress as we move along. Metal detectors in airports love me, trust me. That's always a bunch of fun to try and explain what they're going to discover and where as I travel around the world competing, etc. But I want to talk about the lie concept a little bit because this is important for me. And I think the greatest lie we tell ourselves as women, as allies, as gentlemen, is this one particular word that I have been struggling and wrestling with, and that is the word can't. Now, becoming permanently disabled at 52 was a game changer. I had no idea about what I would and would not be able to do. I was not certain how my life would look one day to the next when I woke up from cerebral malaria. And I want to highlight something about cerebral malaria for those of you who don't come from regions where malaria is prominent. Malaria kills someone every single minute. Malaria has killed far more people than COVID, breast cancer, all the wonderful causes you hear so much about. But because the numbers aren't sexy, because the people that die are in third world countries and socioeconomically challenged, we don't talk about those numbers. So I'm very proud to be working with the Global Fund out of Geneva, to be their change maker, and to work as a survivor. Only 2% of those who experience and go through cerebral malaria actually live. So someone walked up to me today and I had the most beautiful experience. They said, "You know that you are a miracle." And I said, "Every single day." But in not knowing whether or not I would walk again, it was the choice. And the choice was a question of can or cannot. And what I took away from this that became so powerful to me is the one thing that we possess, the one thing that is truly ours and uniquely ours, is our choice and our perception and our ability to choose how we decide something. And that word can't is a lie. It means we haven't decided to. It means we haven't made a choice to. It means we haven't figured out how we're going to. It might even mean that we don't want to. But it certainly doesn't mean that we can't. It means that we're just redefining it and framing it in such a way. And this little white lie of can't takes me to, my experience with parafencing. Because before I lost my legs, I wasn't a fencer. I'd never held a weapon before, and I certainly had never done a combat sport. And in fact, all the zen that I had in working out my life and what I was about, and finding peace in this body, and coming to terms with the transformation I'd undergone, in deciding how I would see myself was really about my choice. And we all possess this ability to choose. It's called agency. And when the world is storming against us and we face challenges, whatever those are, political, physical, societal, in our choices, in our relationships, in our jobs, we decide. We have the power to choose. In fencing, in order to get good at fencing, you have to lose a lot. Like a lot. You spend your first year crying at the end of a match that you didn't win, let me tell you. And you would think, why bother? Why get up again? Why do it for the defeat that you would repeatedly have? But I learned that only in those losing are the lessons. And I became a better fencer, and being able to get to this level of being hopefully a Paralympian for Australia, the first female Australian to do this since 1960. So no one's done it. So there was no pathway for me. But I just want to leave you because I know we're running so late and you guys, you're exhausted from being here. But I want to just give you this. When you're next faced with a challenge, don't say you can't, because I'm living proof that you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it. You might have to do it differently. It might take you more time. You might have to get creative. But there is no such word as can't. Use the word yet. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Steph, for your inspiring talk. I mean, the more I listen to you, the more You inspire me as a woman, and I'm sure that the audience share the same feeling. I think that we should stand up and just applaud for the great courage. You are such a big cone of courage and resilience, and I'm very proud to be on stage with you today. Before we start our fireside chat, let's meet another amazing woman, and she will inspire you as well a lot. And on top of that, she will offer you, something very special, an experience that I won't, reveal right now, but let me welcome on stage Manizha. Manizha is a shining star in the world of music, UNHCR Goodwill ambassador and co-founder of SILSILA Foundation, created to support and protect people in difficult life situations, defy the norms, and resist the societal pressure to pursue her passion for singing and expressing her true self. Despite being told she will never achieve fame due to her nationality, poor eyesight, and weight, she remained steadfast in the pursuit of her dreams. Through sheer perseverance and self-belief, she soared incredible high, captivating audiences with her talent and authenticity. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on stage Manizha.
Oh my God, I'm so nervous. First of all, I want to thank Stephanie because you have no idea how you inspired me. Really, your story and your words today on the stage helped me to go out here on the stage, Actually, I didn't prepare any presentation because, I'm a new mom and also I am a musician and I'm not good in time management and also in keynote, computers. So you guys need to know why I'm here on that stage, right? You have this question. I'm here to get inspired by you. I'm here to feel our women's voices. I'm not here to teach you something or to tell something or to say that I know something better than you. I don't. I'm here to remind you how important for us to experience this very basic feeling of not being alone. In our life, we often face borders. Well, just yesterday, security in the airport interrogated me at the borders, and he asked me, "Where are you going?" And I was like, "I'm going to the biggest global conference of women and empowering women and blah, blah." And he was like, and why you need that? And I'm like, to be heard and to hear, to hear each other, it's important. And he was like, And then he looked at me completely, silently. And I think he thought, maybe she's crazy a little bit. But it's fine. I got used to it. I got used to that feeling since I was born, because my story began with clinical death. When I was 4, me and my family faced war in Tajikistan, and unfortunately, we became refugees. We wasn't alone. We fled to Russia, and we met so many good and kind people there. When I was 8, we ran again. But at that time, we ran from domestic violence. Me, my mother, my brother, our cat, houseplant in my mom's hand. We've been hiding for several years, all over the place. I think it was my first experience of loneliness, but that feeling helped me to write my first own song. Since that moment, I'm not alone anymore. I have my voice. And from that point, actually, will be a long story of a girl who was a refugee, and then she became a very successful Russian musician. But we don't have enough time, and it's impossible to talk about it in 7 minutes. So the story is that I faced so many bullying, racism, sexism, body shaming on my way. I mean, standard full pack for every woman in her life, right? Which every woman is facing in her life. I thought that the more successful I will be, the less pressure and hate I will have. Such a stupid idea, right? Because it's not true. It's completely different. The most bright example is my participation on Eurovision Song Contest 2021. It was a big surprise for me that I was chosen by majority of the audience. My song, I was singing about women empowerment, and awoke our patriarchy world.
Shut down the smoke.
My song was called Russian Woman,
Yeah.
but I'm having Tajik roots. So I walk all the racist stuff around. And third one, my favorite, I faced a big, massive wave of cyberbullying and threats, real threats, that if I perform, they will damage me. I remember last minute before the show, I was in front of the mirror, looking at myself. I was focused, I was strong, and I remember how my inner voice told me inside me, damn, I'm so fucking scared. And you know what? This is a very normal feeling for everybody. But the next thought should be, but I will do that. And I did that. Quite successful, actually. If I would hear only voices of fear, I couldn't do anything. Even now, I'm going through a very, very hard time in my career. I don't want to focus on that. We don't have enough time. But if you want, you can Google it. But please be aware from fake news, and fact-checking is everything. But today, I want to focus not on the problem. I want to focus on the instruments that can help us to be strong, to stay strong. And my instrument is through music. So in music, we have backing vocals. Do you know that? What is that? So this thing is very important because that thing makes your main voice, very, very big and strong. And even if you will turn off all of the instruments, your voice will still be strong, powerful, and beautiful. I love to perform with backing vocals on the stage. I call it airbag for my voice. They always supporting me, even if I'm tired or even if I don't sound good. So today, I want to play a game with you. I want to show you that backing vocals are really important to make our voice strong. I want you to be a backing vocals for everyone in that audience and to be a main voice to yourself. We can do that? Or no? I want to play a music game with you. Okay? So first thing first, let's focus on our body. Let's focus, okay? And let's touch ourselves. Like that. Don't worry, do that. Come on. Shush. It was a hard day, right? I'm the last person. Please, be patient for me, okay? So, it's better, right? It's better. Okay. So now, stay with me and be focused on your body. ask yourself, where do you feel heaviness? I don't want to call it pain. I don't want to call it trauma. Only you know the name of it. And today, you have a right to let it go because you deserve it. Imagine your body is a house and we need to clean out it from heaviness. Your mouth will be the door. Your voice will be cleaning service. Okay? And the key to your door is sound. Ah. It's easy. You can do that, right? You want to let go your pain, right? Or whatever it is. So let's be focused on ourselves. Let's start this with a deep, deep breath in. And breathe it out. Look at me. With my hands, I will show you the volume of this ah sound. Let's start gentle, okay? Very, very soft. It's time to let go it. And do not be afraid, because backing vocals will help you, okay? So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. So beautiful, right? Can we do it one more time? But let's open ourselves more, okay? 1, 2, 3. Wow, guys, such a beautiful choir. But please, let's do it one more time, the last time, I promise, okay? I promise. We need to do that super strong, okay? Maybe my English is so bad, but I know you understand me how to do that, okay? You ready? You ready to let go your You know that, right? Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and I want to do a last thing. I want to sing a small part of my new song. But I really want to do it with you. I want to feel that backing vocals. Because I really need to feel that feeling that I am not alone. Okay? So I want to ask you to sing with me again, ah. And on the top of this ah, I'm going to sing a small part of my song. Is it okay? Yeah. Okay, 1 second. No rain, no rain, no hurricane can get your fire, your internal flame. When we come together in the chaos of doubt, we make such a beautiful sound. Thank you so much. It's so... Listen, the last thing what I will say, it is so important to hear backing vocals. It is so important to hear voices that are supporting you. It is so important to unite such voices, because if Miley Cyrus will be singing, I can buy myself flowers, and her backing vocals will sing, oh my God, I don't think that it will be that song a good song. You see that? You see what I'm saying? So please, hear yourself, because your inner voice can hear you, and your inner voice can heal you. And if you want to support me, you can support our foundation, SILSILA, that helps people in any difficult situation. I was happy to be here. Thank you, everyone who was there.
It was, both of you, so inspiring, and we got goosebumps. And I've seen in the audience some, women getting emotional, and, the power of music, it's so strong and can, heal so many souls. So thank you so much, Manizha, for sharing that moment, and for your generosity and your humility. It's, it makes a lot of
Thank you.
value for this talk. Let's have a quick discussion. We are late, but are you okay? Can we continue? Can we pursue it a bit? Amazing. Thank you. So let's have a quick chat together. Steph, I will start with you. You actually are a renowned entrepreneur and an athlete, as you mentioned, but you have faced significant health challenges. I mean, this is something you shared with us. Can you share with our audience today how you managed to overcome those obstacles, and maybe, share some tips and tricks and maybe some strategy you've designed over those last very challenging years for building, resilience and courage, and those tips will help other women facing struggles currently.
It's a choice, Steph. Honestly, every morning I wake up, and for those who know me, and those who might see me on the internet or follow me on Instagram, I am the happiest person you will meet on a day-to-day basis. And you know why? Because I'm still here. And I've defied such medical odds. And for that reason, I honestly wake up every single morning, and I kid you not, I open my eyes, I go, okay, something hurts, that's good. We're still alive. And I thank God every single day. First and foremost, it begins with gratitude. And my life during COVID was in the hospital, but your life and your experience, your new normal, social distancing, all the things we went through during that period when I was in hospital, was everybody adjusting to something different. Now, my something different is very different. Like the way I get dressed every day, even putting on shoes sometimes is the hardest thing I do in the day. Like me with a shoehorn, and it's always fun and games, but it's, the mindset is about our attitude. And I come back to that just 110% all the time. It's how we frame what is possible. And if you start out with a no, it's always going to be a no. And sometimes it requires new thinking. New challenges require us to grow, but without any kind of friction, there is no beauty. When childbirth hurts for a reason, at the end of that, there is life. No pressure, no diamonds. Only when there is friction do we as humans become the best and highest versions of ourselves. We are forced to think differently. We are forced to grow. And I look at challenges, and every time I come across something that I haven't done, I just go, okay, this is a growth process. What is the lesson here? Like I was talking about fencing, but it's a day-to-day thing. I have to figure it out. And I just take the attitude that there's a lesson here, and I get a growth opportunity rather than a setback. And in framing it that way, it doesn't mean life gets any easier. To be very frank, being a double amputee at 54 sucks. Like, there's no way to dress that nicely. It's not fun. But I'm excited because it's created all these new things for me to learn, new ways to do things, and to represent 35% of the population living with a disability that I never, ever thought I'd identify with. So it's just a question of how we frame the situation and our choices we make about how we're going to attack something. And it all depends on your individual point of view. But for me, I start with gratitude and go from there.
Amazing. I love what you just said. No pressure, no diamond. I mean, it's so true. Actually, we expand our capabilities through struggles, through challenges. And if you need your shot of energy, of power, of courage, of resilience, just follow the account of Steph on Instagram. I mean, you will be fed every day with so much energy. Just before we jump to Manizha, because she has a lot to tell as well, and it's very important to share all our experience, but it was not planned, but I think it's important to mention, that we could support we could support each other, specifically, being through facing challenges and struggle. Have you create a sort of, support group, connecting with other women to, help you to go through your own challenges as an entrepreneur, for example?
Well, I'm blessed to be invited to stages like this one where I meet wonderful people like all of you in my journey, and that contributes. I have an impact goal, and I said it before I became disabled that I wanted to impact 1 billion lives. And I believe in goal setting and that it needs to be defined and structured and having a plan. And I said, I want my life to mean something. And I said it so many times. I said it at the UN. I said it at conferences. And I think God heard me. They went, oh, okay, you want 1 billion lives? You're going to have to pay some tax. What was the tax? Time, pain, loss. But it's moments like these that I get to share. That if you go and you tell someone that you heard my story of survival and resilience, you can help me with my impact goal. You can help me reach that 1 billion. And I'll never know everyone who hears my story, reads my book, sees my TED Talk, watches my documentary. Those things will be beyond me, who I'll inspire. But if you go and tell one person, then you've contributed to my impact goal. So thank you in advance for doing that for me.
To summarize, we should ask ourselves, what is the gift behind every struggle we face? And maybe, Manizha, we can follow up this topic. You mentioned during your talk that you've been dealing with a lot of racism and threats and bullying during the Eurovision Song Contest. I would like, to sort of make a deep dive with you, because nowadays with, social media, being ourselves, we quite easily, get, we face actually, haters and very, bad comments on social media. Can you share with our audience, again, some tricks and tips? How do you deal with those comments, negative comments, aggressive comments, and do you have any ways to protect yourself from this very negative energy?
Thank you. Actually, it's a hard question, because I'm not going to lie. When you're going through, especially cyberbullying, it's hard to, be okay after that, mentally. So I went through therapy lots of times because of that. And I think that it's so important to have a good therapist, first thing. The second thing is what helped me to go through this hate, and I'm still going through hate, is focusing on the good things, as you said. I totally agree with you. And also I'm focusing always on people who are supporting me. There are so many of them. And normal people will not gonna, type hateful comment. Lots of people will just say, I don't like it, and they're not gonna leave a comment. They will just swipe up, or they will just unfollow someone. And that's why we don't see those people. That's why we feel that there are only haters around us. But that's not true. Like, for now, I see so many beautiful people here. You're listening to me. It is so important and so beautiful. I mean, and that moments helps me to not be focused on hate and racism and bullying in my life.
That's so important to make sure that, we protect ourselves, we manage our mental health, being ourselves, actually. Otherwise, it's too easy, to hide ourselves and not be who we are because of those people. So having sort of tips and rituals that, like the one you share with us, I mean, it's so critical.
Yeah, and I hope, I'm sorry to...
No, please go ahead.
I hope that maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, while have your shower, you will start singing. I pray for that. I mean, because that skill is so cool, and it really helps, really helps. And for example, women all over the world can calm a baby while singing a lullaby, right? But why we're not using it for ourselves? I think we should do that.